My drink didn't stay very cold. Guess aluminum foil isn't an insulator. It is a conductor. So clearly aluminum foil, which is a metal, is a conductor. All right, we are moving on. If you weren't aware of it, or if you just forgot what we did last time we met, we had a look at the temperature of a house, and we looked at insulators and what would keep the house warmer. So today's learning target is very much related to that, and I want you to think about that lab that you did last class where you tested different temperatures or different insulators to insulate a home, and you're going to need to use that data, okay? So our learning target today is I understand the importance of having only one independent variable in an investigation. So the key term that we're going to look at right now is independent variable. Say it with me. Independent variable. It's the part of an experiment that's tested, the only part of the experiment that actually changes. So what did we do with our last assignment? We changed the insulation or the type of insulation. You might have used popcorn or fiberglass. You of course used brick, and then you recorded the temperature. Okay, but the only thing that you changed about that house was the type of insulation. Okay. Independent variables from the insulation lab that you tested on page 39. So you want to look back at your notebook, page 39. You tested 4 different kinds of insulators. The first one you tested was fiberglass. The second one you tested was brick. And then you were able to choose your third and fourth type of insulator. Okay? And then you wrote a conclusion and you submitted your notebook page to me. The next important term here is dependent variable. Say it with me. Dependent variable. It's what happens in response to the changing interdependent variable. This is getting tricky. So, what happens is what was affected by each type of insulator. So, in response to the changing of the insulator, what changed? Raise your hand. Tell me if you think you know. If you said it was the temperature and how fast the temperature changed, you were correct because that was the dependent variable. The temperature depended on the insulator, right? Okay. The next thing you have to have in an experiment is something that's called control. And it's like controlled variables. It's the part of the experiment that does not include the independent variable. So basically, it's whatever was kept the same. So if you're thinking about your last lab that you did virtually, we changed the insulation, but what stayed the same, right? The size of the room stayed the same. We measured the temperature at the same time. We measured the same amount of insulation each time. Those are things that stayed the same. Today, you're going to look at the entire scientific method, and I'm just going to have us peek at page 39 for a sec. You're going to look at a hypothesis and how to write it, a question and how to state it, and what a hypothesis is. We're going to look at what data looks like, and you're going to look at what a conclusion is. Really, remember, the conclusion is just the answer to the question. You're going to complete page 40. When you're done with page 40, you will need to make sure that you use your resource packet on Schoology and your notebook when you complete the Google form for the lesson today. All right, the videos are excellent. They will definitely help you. Don't skip them. Watch the videos. All right. I hope you guys have a fantastic afternoon. I hope you have a really good lunch. We're going to wrap up our time here together, and I'll see you soon.